Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Jasur and Nick from Shanghai Silk Road. Welcome to another episode. It's been for some time since we did our last video because a lot of things have changed in terms of company formation in China, and also a lot of new requirements related to visa, work permit. So in this video, we'd like to talk about all these changes. All right. So Nick is going to start. Maybe you can tell us, what happened. Okay, first of all, and then we will discuss our, new services. Yeah.
Okay. From just this year, the January, now in China, the immigration will check all the foreigner. If they open the company, they will check their company, the business.
Right.
Also, so if you really want to do business in Shanghai, in China, so first we only can help you to get us register company and the bank account. For the work permit and visa, we suggest you get yourself, and you can find the website, you can log in on website and apply it. But right now, in Shanghai, not even in Shanghai, in China, and a lot of the foreign clients, they not really do the business.
Exactly. That is the problem.
Yes.
That caused.
And some people just want to register company, just want to get the visa. Maybe after get the visa, maybe they will work for another company. Maybe
which is illegal.
Work for a teacher.
Yeah.
This is not allowed now. Very, very dangerous. And so, if you really do the business, and you can open the company, and it's very easy for you to apply the visa for you.
Yeah.
So we will not to
get involved in that.
Yes. For now, the situation, we only for the people open the company, bank account, tax register,
and custom permits and stuff like that. So basically, guys, let me take over here. So what happened was, especially after the Chinese New Year, approximately around that time, government decided to check all the foreign-owned companies, investigate if those companies are operating, generating income, and are they in compliance with the policies and the requirements of the government. The reason why they started doing that is because there are a lot of dormant companies in China which are not generating any income, but they have some foreign stuff, right? For example, this company A has been registered like 5 years ago, and it's got some foreign stuff, okay, with visa, work permit, but apparently the company is not generating any income, is not operating, is not doing any business. So the number of dormant companies like that has become really, really big. And government obviously noticed that, so they started checking one by one. And like Nick mentioned, there are many, unfortunately, foreigners who got their visas through their own company. They registered a WFOE, got their work permit as a director or as a supervisor of the same company. But then they went ahead and worked as teachers for some colleges, for some training centers, and also they worked for different companies as different employees as well. This kind of employment is illegal, okay, in China. So that's the reason why government, is still checking. There's a lot of, unfortunately, many people, many agencies went to, into trouble, and then their licenses were provoked, and they got into investigation, and the process is still going on, basically. So for that reason, we decided to make this video and to announce that, right now, we do not get involved in visa matters, like even through information or even guidance, because according to the recent requirements, agencies and individuals should not stand in between the visa office and the visa applicant. So just like Nick mentioned, it's actually very easy if you do the application yourself. Yes. There is a website. We are happy to give you the government website after the company formation, and you can go ahead and do the visa process yourself. Of course, you have to fulfill the requirements, and the requirements are still on the website, right? You need to upload this, you need to provide this.
Sure, they will let you upload. Well, here is to upload which document.
Yes,
they have the list. Yes.
The only thing is the website is in Chinese, but you can use Google Chrome translation function, and then translate all the whole website into English if you don't speak Chinese. So this is number one, guys. Number two is, like Nick mentioned, after registering the company, it's really, really important that you run the company. Yes. You should not, never, ever register a company just for visa purposes.
Yes.
We have repeated this question. We have talked about this matter several times before, but there seems to be a lot of people still. They just want to register a company and get a visa. I don't know where they got this idea. They think that maybe I can get a work visa, so I can work anywhere in China, but that's actually illegal, like I said. This idea is purely wrong, right? You should not be doing that, because in China, according to the laws, work visa is attached to one company. So it means if you get your visa from this company, you can only work for this company. That's it. And your work permit card it's got the information about your position. Right? For example, it's assistant, sales assistant, or administrative assistant, or supervisor. So that means you can only perform that job for this company specifically. You cannot be taking this work permit and go elsewhere and be a teacher or be a sales manager in another company. That is not allowed. And alright, so going back to the earlier point, make sure you run the company, make sure the company is generating enough income for however many employees it has. For example, if the company has one employee, foreign employee, make sure the company's turnover is enough to sustain that one employee, because they consider the expenses, average expenses, living expenses, for example, in Shanghai, if you're applying for a visa or visa extension in Shanghai. So if, for example, your company is generating 5,000 a month, for example, and they can easily see that. Your living expenses like 20,000, but company is making 5,000, and that's going to be an issue on the way. So and last thing, we would like to say that also Nick mentioned about it. We are currently only offering company formation services, and of course, before we start the process, we have to talk to you. We have to understand your business model. We have to understand you yourself as a person. We need to make sure that you don't have anything like wrong ideas in mind. For example, like I mentioned, registering the company only for visa purposes, or you are involved in illegal teaching elsewhere. So if that's the case, unfortunately, we will not take these people as a client. Okay?
Yes.
And the services related to company formation stay the same. Like you can check out on our website. We still offer, financial services like taking care of the company's bookkeeping. We can still take care of the licensing, like obtaining import and export license at the custom office, and also any special licenses like alcohol, food and beverage. All that can be done, and also assisting you with opening a corporate bank account in China. Talking about corporate bank account, again, there has been some changes, like for example, depending on the person's country, like some of the banks unfortunately do not take some people's, some countries' citizens. So we need to check which country you're from, right? And after that, we will speak to the bank. And if bank says, okay, we're gonna take him or her as a client, then we can start the process basically. And so as a last word, in a conclusion, I would like to say that be very careful, okay, when you're speaking to agents, when you're speaking to people who are pushing this service, company formation as a quick solution for your visa problems. Be very, very cautious, okay, because this kind of people this kind of people will get caught, sooner or later. And also the suffering part is that your name might be blacklisted, okay, as a visa applicant who paid for the visa. So this is one of the very important points actually. Visa office, government does not want agencies or individuals sell visas, right? It's not
This must yourself to get the visa yourself.
Yes, so,
can't through any agency or like CVS.
So this is the point, okay? So make sure you do the visa yourself, no matter what, when you register the company. If you need information, we understand that it's a different country, and most of all, language is in Chinese. We understand that. So if you need first-hand information, you can always contact the visa office directly. Sure. Yeah. For example, in Shanghai, there's a big immigration office in Pudong. You can physically go there if you're in China and ask all the questions, right?
I remember have a card. Have an English.
There's a booklet.
Introduce how to apply the permanent visa. Have Chinese and English.
Actually, thanks for mentioning this. I scanned this thing and then I uploaded it on our website. So you can go to our website. It is silkroadinter.trade, and on the services section you can scroll down and there is a visa guide, China visa guide. I personally uploaded all the information from the government booklet, okay, this exit and entry bureau booklet. So this is a formal information. This is not something that we made, so you can rely on that information. That booklet actually contains everything from the website, what's required, what document, how to do it, and how long it's going to take. So this is it, guys. I hope this video has been very useful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. You can send us email at contact@silkroadinter.trade. I'm going to leave the email address on the screen as well, so you can see. And we will be happy to assist you with all your company formation questions.
Sure.
Thank you for now, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.